Oh, hello there, my fellow Americans. I know we are in the throes of the NBA playoffs and the NFL draft has come and gone, which means it's that time of year again. Yes, the Superbowl of Europe is about to go down. And in many ways, this year, it'll mirror the NBA Finals, in that some random-ass team that no one really cares about is probably going to win it. I'm just being honest. Yes, two scrappy underdogs have emerged from tournament play, and like an anime protagonist, have slayed the once-thought unkillable beasts of the sport. On one side, you have the former pantomime villain, Paris Saint-Germain, whose oil money once upon a time captured the brightest talents of the game before spectacularly imploding on themselves. They went on to jettison all their top-tier talent and somehow find themselves on the precipice of European supremacy. On the other side, Inzaghi has led his Italians to yet another Champions League final appearance, his second in 3 years. An impressive feat for any manager who doesn't coach at Real Madrid. More on them later. And this job has been very impressive, because Inter is not full of superstars. Nay, it's full of journeymen, cast-offs, and are glued together by the power of friendship. So per usual, let me be your guide. Let me give you a SparkNotes version of everything that's gonna go down, the juicy storylines, the key players, and by the end of this video, you'll be primed and ready for Europe's biggest annual sporting spectacle. So welcome to a Clueless guide to the Champions League final, 2025 edition. But first, like FIFA, I gotta pay some bills. Today's video is brought to you by Extra. We're kind enough to send over 3 of their top products. The future of wallets is here with their new upgraded Slim Fit wallets. The Extra Pro now features new premium handcrafted vachetta leather and an even slimmer design than before, while maintaining their easy to access card functionality. Just check out that trigger action. Oh, it's so satisfying. Just keep on doing it. One more time. Sorry. The wallet can hold up to 13 cards with storage that can be expanded with modular add-ons. Then there is the Extra card holder, their slimmest smart wallet with a slick aluminum case design. It's perfect for day-to-day use, while the Pro would fit a more upscale, classier vibe. And for peace of mind, they also sent me the Finder card, which is a credit card sized tracker that you can put in your wallet and easily find it wherever you may leave it. No wonder Forbes says that these are the best travel wallets. But even more important than that, Extra is the official wallet of one Lionel Messi. And if it's good enough for the GOAT, then goddammit, it's good enough for us mortals. And with a lifetime guarantee, you'll never regret picking one of these up for yourself, or maybe your dad. In fact, Extra is having Father's Day sale that is offering up to 40% off up until June 26th. And if you use my partner code FATAsian at checkout, you'll get an additional 10% off of your purchase. So go ahead, click on the link in the top little doobly-doo and get you or your pops the best smart wallet that money can buy. Once again, thank you to Extra for sponsoring this video. Now, back to the show. Now, for my typical Americans who check in on this competition just once a year, you might be asking a very vital question. Where the fuck is Real Madrid? Where is the main character of this tournament arc? Every single year, they seem to either be in the Champions League final or they win the Champions League final. They won it last year. They got Mbappe during the summer. Why the fuck are they not in the final? Well, maybe Mbappe ended up messing up the vibes because Arsenal, of all teams, cuckle-jobbed FC, took out Real Madrid off of 2 fluke Declan Rice free kicks. At least that was over the first leg. Real Madrid then went ahead and embarrassed themselves by spending the whole entire week being the cringiest motherfuckers on the planet, just plastering social media with all this remontada shit. And I, for one, applaud Real Madrid because they are setting a brilliant example for this generation. All you fucking Gen Zers are so fucking afraid to be cringe. Grow up, because you see this? This is the biggest fucking sporting club in the world. And they were so unapologetically cringe for the whole entire week. Honestly, for the entire season. Relentlessly embarrassing themselves over and over again. And that's what it takes. You gotta be cringe if you want 15 European titles. If you want to be great, you gotta be a little bit cringe sometimes. I'm sorry. So Real Madrid, I salute you. You're a brilliant example to today's youth. Unfortunately, none of this shit actually helped them out. They went out with a whimper in the second leg. Then they ended up losing Copa del Rey to Barcelona. Then they ended up losing El Clasico to Barcelona, basically handing Barcelona La Liga, giving their oldest, most hated rivals a domestic double. And did I mention this is Carlo Ancelotti's final year? At least for his second stint at Real Madrid. Yes, the great eyebrow is leaving at the end of the season, and he's going to be leaving trophyless. This is the first Real Madrid trophyless season in God knows how long. And everyone's going to blame Mbappe. I don't know why. He ended up scoring 40 goals last time I checked for the team. That is the most goals ever scored by a player in their first season with Real Madrid. That's more than R9 Ronaldo. That's more than handsome Ronaldo. And the Ninja Turtle went on, scored a hat-trick in El Clasico. He made a difference in the Copa del Rey. Honestly, he is this meme.
What more do you want from me?
As for the team that did beat them to the La Liga title, Barcelona were on their way to the weakest trouble in recent memory. But then those darn pesky Italians showed up, and these two teams gave us the greatest Champions League semi-final in the history of the game. It had it all. Lamine Yamal, 17 years of age. The Lisan Al Gaib of Barcelona, poised to take the Fremen of Catalonia to the promised land. And yes, no one will shut the fuck up about him being 17. It's a little bit annoying, but you have to give credit where credit is due. He is already one of the best players on the planet, and his religious following will not stop shouting for him to win the Ballon d'Or this year, even though he doesn't really deserve it. He's very good, all right? When you watch him play, his ability to affect the game is astounding. But Barca's wonderkin is gonna have to wait at least another season, as Barcelona looked like they had it all wrapped up. But then, from the shadows, emerged a two-time cancer survivor, 37-year-old journeyman center back named Acerbi, as he rose above the tiny Spaniards and headed home his first goal in 2 seasons. To equalize it late, they take it into extra time, and that is where the Italian frat boy goes ahead, puts them ahead, and that's how it would end, crushing the dreams of the ramen-haired Messiah. And thank God, because if they would have won, Lamine Yamal would have won the Ballon d'Or just off of this game alone. The only thing that really stopped him was the keeper for Inter, Jan Sommer, who's been fantastic this whole entire tournament. The 7-6 final on aggregate over 2 legs was tied for the most goals scored ever in a Champions League semifinal. I echo the sentiments of Thierry Henry. Honestly, I've been kind of bored of football over the past couple years, but this is why we watch the game. Absolutely breathtaking, riveting, nail-biting drama to the very last second. One of the greatest battles to take place on European soil since World War II. But there can only be one victor, and that was Inter Milan, who have had an absolutely nutty season. It was rough. People were calling for Inzaghi's head. The only reason, apparently, they held on to him was because of his positive results in the Champions League at the time. And that gamble has put them on the precipice of European glory. This is not a team full of superstars. This is a team full of weirdos who are just trauma bonded to each other. That's how they're so tight. 21 different players have put their name on the score sheet for Inter this year, earning them the most goals scored from non-strikers in Serie A this year. You could say, maybe their strikers aren't that good, but in actuality, this makes them a tactical nightmare, because you have no idea where the goal threat is going to come from. Now, they do have a pretty good striker. Lautaro Martinez is an automatic 20-goal-a-season poacher. Their other young striker, Marcus Thuram, has blossomed this season, his breakthrough season. And in the midfield, you have Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who provides creativity as well as being a massive threat from free kicks. Honestly, just anytime this guy shoots, he's a threat. The man was like Obama in Afghanistan. He could launch a drone strike at any time. Nicola Barella is one of the best well-rounded midfielders in Europe. He can always pop up for a goal as well. And their dynamic wingback Dumfries has been an absolute terror in this competition. Oh, and did I mention, they also feature the best defensive record in Europe, not just in Italy, but also in this competition, with the aforementioned Acerbi and Pavard providing a crafty and stable defense, all the while punctuated by a goalkeeper who's in the form of his life. On the other side, we have PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. The French giants almost didn't even make it into the knockout stages. They had to win a playoff against Brest, who, shout out to Brest, by the way, the real MVPs of this tournament, because their presence alone reminded us that all men still have the sense of humor of a 10-year-old.
Who here likes Brest?
I like the shape of them.
Would you pay to watch them?
I have done.
You don't have to be big, you can be small and compete.
Do you think Brest could get exposed tonight?
I hope so.
So yeah, they barely get into the round of 16 and then all of a sudden transform into the hottest team in Europe. They became literally the Grim Reaper meme of the knockout stages, as they pulled off a huge upset, knocking out Liverpool in the round of 16. Then they vanquished the very pesky Aston Villa team in the round of 8, which brings us to Arsenal. Oh, Arsenal. They've come in second in the Premier League for the 3rd consecutive season. They used to be called Bottle Job FC. Now I call them Cuckle Job FC because it seems like you like it. Because you keep on coming second. I mean, what else am I supposed to call it? But somehow, someway, these fuckers knocked out the main character of this competition, Real Madrid. So then all their hopes and dreams were pitted on a miraculous Champions League run. I mean, you don't just knock out Real Madrid and then sputter out in the next round, do you? Do you? But that's what cucks do. They warm the girl up for another guy to get in there and clap them cheeks. As they could do absolutely nothing up against PSG. Donnarumma stood like Gandalf before the Balrog, and none shall pass, as he once again denied Bukayo Saka at another pivotal juncture of his young career. In fact, the big Italian might be the greatest singular reason why they're in the final. Mikel Arteta said as much after their loss. Ousmane Dembele has had a crazy-ass career, going from childhood prodigy, mentioned in the same breath as Erling Haaland, to then being injured flop over at Barca, to now somehow resurrecting his career at PSG. And there's absolutely no way they're in this Champions League final if not for Ousmane Dembele. Vitinha has turned into a midfield maestro, all 5'4" of them. The pint-sized dynamo is the engine that makes PSG hum, keeping time in the middle of the park while having a knack of showing up in the final third at just the right time. Either grab himself a goal, provide an incisive pass. Fabian Ruiz blossomed for Spain at the Euros over this past summer and has continued his brilliant form for PSG this year. And the kid they got from Napoli, I can't pronounce his name, Kvaratskhelia or some shit, he's fantastic too. If you looked at his metrics when Napoli won the league, he was the best winger in Europe at the time. And all of this just doesn't make any sense. How do you lose Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, and somehow fail upwards? This is gonna be a deep cut from a One Piece fan. This is like if Usopp left Luffy's crew, founded his own crew, and somehow became king of the pirates. The chances are highly unlikely, but never absolute zero. So how did these French fuckers get here? They have somehow become the best pressing team in the world. They absolutely smothered a Liverpool team that dog-walked the Premier League this year. They suffocated an Arsenal team over 2 legs that had just knocked out Real Madrid. And in an era where pressing is the most OP meta, PSG are the most OP team at that tactic right now. And I can see why the odds makers have them as favorites. But this is a weird one. They're 2 weird, quirky teams. They're both plucky underdogs. Both are full of misfits, cast-offs, unwanted toys, but they both have been congealed in the crucible of tournament play to become something more than the sum of their parts. There are no superstars here, just teams, just real, actual teams, and balls, big balls. And someone this Saturday is going to walk away with the grittiest Champions League chip in recent memory. I'm all here for it, to be honest. There's going to be no loser. I'm going to be happy whoever wins. Although I am slightly rooting for the Italians because, you know, fuck oil money. But then again, Inter is about to be bought by the Saudis, so there's no real winner here, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be my guide for the Champions League final this year. If you did enjoy, go ahead, smush your nipple into the like button. Big thanks to Alex for helping me out of this video. For any YouTubers watching this, if you want to hire an editor, Alex is absolutely fantastic, a pleasure to work with. His links are in the description down below. And of course, I'd like to thank all my patrons keeping me alive and well. Shout out to the OGs in the GOAT tier. We got Elm, Robert Matai, Peter Barr, Nyanya Bar, Kyle Stockton, Michael Sense, Isaac Martinez Duran, Higham, Miles Bard, Nanders Piddlesmith, The Fat Austrian, Movadoc, Valente Vasquez, and of course, the double GOAT, Sandra Jeremy. Thank you all. And yeah, enjoy the Champions League final. I'll see you guys relatively soon. Deuces.